Hi, and welcome again to TV and Hi-Fi Pro. In this new review, we're going to go over all the details about the Hisense U7QF ULED series, a model that offers a lot of interesting features like FALD backlight and quantum dot technology at a very affordable price. But is the Hisense U7QF really worth buying? And that's what we're going to try to answer in this review. There's a series with the reference U7QF for sale on Amazon, but it has the same features and both are available in 50, 55, and 65 inches. Before we start, remember to subscribe to our channel and enable the notification bell to be informed of all our news. Let's begin with a quick look at the U7QF's design, which looks pretty slim with very thin bezels that are integrated into the panel itself and with a U-shaped stand in silver color. It has 4 HDMI ports, 2 USB, an optical output, a composite video input, and antenna and satellite ports. The remote control differs from Hisense entry-level TVs and has a slimmer design. That comes with a microphone to give voice instructions to the Alexa assistant. This remote includes shortcuts to YouTube, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Video, and Rakuten TV. Regarding to smart TV features, the operating system is VIDAA-U 4.0 and now has a more modern design compared to the previous versions. The user interface is simple and the response speed is fast without any delays. The most important apps, such as Netflix or Amazon Prime videos, are already installed by default, and range of apps is relatively wide. However, many of them are not very useful, and some of the most popular apps, such as Disney+, HBO, or Apple TV, are missing. Therefore, VIDAA-U is a platform that performs well, but still falls behind when it comes to the variety of content in comparison with other options like WebOS from LG, Tizen from Samsung, or Android TV from Sony. Fortunately, this can be solved by adding a Fire TV or an Android box. Now it's time to see how the performance in terms of picture quality is. Before we get into the details, as always, we recommend following the calibration we leave you below in the description to ensure you get the best picture quality. The U7QF series is part of the Hisense ULED range, which, like Samsung and TCL's QLED TVs, uses quantum dot technology. It consists of placing a film between the panel and the backlight, in which millions of these nanoparticles are added to achieve purer colors and increase the color volume. This way, the U7QF series covers about 90% of the DCI-P3 spectrum, achieving vivid colors and maintaining good saturation in bright areas. This TV also stands out because it has full array backlighting, which means the LEDs are placed on the back and not directly below like Edge LED models. Then it has local dimming to control the light in different zones to achieve a better contrast. The number of blocks is 32 zones in the 50-inch version, 72 zones in 55 inches, which is the one we tested, and 90 zones in the 65-inch version. Thanks to the local dimming function, the TV can control the brightness in a more precise way, and as a result provides more brightness where it's needed. This is a TV that offers very good brightness, levels for the range we're talking about, reaching a peak brightness close to 750 nits in HDR, making it a very good choice for enjoying high dynamic range content. Another advantage of this is it supports both Dolby Vision and HDR10+, which uses dynamic metadata, so you are sure to have full compatibility with all HDR content. Black levels are fine thanks to the VA panel, but despite being a full array TV, you can see some blooming around objects in dark backgrounds. Although the camera can't capture this effect as well as it looks in person, you can clearly see in this picture that there's quite a bit of blooming. This causes the halo effect, and blacks become grayish, especially when it's viewed in the dark and from the side. We found that in some scenes, this is quite distracting and annoying. In fact, in a well-lit room, as we can see, although it's not as visible as in dark room, the halo effect around bright objects is still quite noticeable. The good news, however, is that the local dimming system responds quickly, so there are no distracting transitions when light changes in real time depending on the scene. In this area, works better than even flagship like the LG Nano 996 8K that we tested months ago. And also the overall brightness is not lowered to disguise blooming like Samsung TVs does. You can regulate the backlight through several modes. First, you can turn it off completely, which we don't recommend because the contrast in this case is very low. Then you have low, medium, or high mode. We recommend that you choose medium or high to get purer blacks. If you leave it on medium, the blacks are not as pure, but there is less blooming. and if you leave it on high, the blacks will be deeper, but you'll notice an increase in blooming. Then you also have backlight control to get more or less brightness overall. It provides good detail in the shadows, so you won't lose important information in dark scenes. As we said, the panel is VA, and it doesn't have a filter to increase the viewing angle, so you'll notice a significant loss in color and contrast when viewing from the side. Plus, as we said, blooming is accentuated. There's an option in the menu that is supposed to improve the viewing angle, but we don't notice much improvement, and it even worsens the image quality. The picture processing it performs correct in great detail is achieved with 4K content. With programs at HD or SD resolution, the performance is not as good, and the upscaling is okay. But in our opinion, it doesn't provide the sharpness you can find in other brands, and image is not so clear, with a lack of fine details and textures. But one of the weakest points is when it has to deal with fast scenes, as there's quite a bit of judder, especially when watching movies at 24 frames per second. This means that camera movements are not smooth and jumps are clearly visible from time to time. The refresh rate of the panel is 60 Hz, and in the picture menu you can select different modes to enable frame interpolation. We recommend selecting Smooth, although you may still experience some judder and ghosting. You may be interested in increasing the budget and go for the next series, the U7QF, which has a native 120 Hz panel and will give you a better picture in general. For gaming, it doesn't have the latest technology like HDMI 2.1 or variable refresh rate, so it falls a bit short for the most demanding gamers and for first-person shooter type games. But for a normal user, it offers acceptable performance. The input lag when activating the game mode is about 16 milliseconds, which is a good figure. The sound system is a 2.0 with 20 watt and supports Dolby Atmos. We recommend that you select the theater sound mode and have Dolby Atmos enabled, so you'll get the best sound with this settings. In short, the Hisense U7QF ULED is a very complete TV considering its price and presents as main advantages a good color reproduction thanks to the use of quantum dot technology, a good level of brightness to enjoy HDR content, and compatibility with Dolby Vision and HDR10+. Its weakest points are, firstly, the presence of blooming around bright objects that are accentuated when viewed from the side, which makes the Hisense U7QF not the best choice for viewing in a dark room. The motion has room for improvement as well, and as we mentioned, the image jerks quite a bit in fast-paced scenes and looks quite blurry. These 2 points can be improved significantly in the next series, the U7QF, which has twice as many local dimming zones, making blooming less noticeable and providing much better contrast in general, and also a native 120 Hz panel that improves the picture quality in motion. Below in the description, you can see the prices for both models, and on our website, you can find more information about TVs, soundbars, speakers, and much more. We hope you found this video interesting, and if it's that so, subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss our next videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.